On behalf of the board of the Philippine Bayanihan Society in Singapore, I welcome you to the Bayanihan Center. The Bayanihan Center has opened its doors to support the educational, social and cultural needs of Filipinos and others in Singapore. Thanks to the strong partnership between the government of the Philippines and Singapore and the initiative of our founding president, Ms. Jenny Chua, and Vice President, Mr. Ning de Guzman. Since its establishment in 2001, more than 13,500 people have undergone skills training at the Bayanihan Center. But the Bayanihan Center is located at 43 Pasir Panjang Road. It provides classrooms, facilities and support for volunteers and community groups to conduct various short-term courses including basic and advanced computer training, nursing aid, hotel and restaurant management, dressmaking, caregiving, cooking, and baking and cosmetology. To foster the socio-cultural ties between Filipinos and Singaporeans, we also organize the Bayanihan Walk. It is an annual event to bring together people from all across sectors of Singapore in a fun walkathon to promote integration of Filipinos with the Singaporean community. Tara na mak, Bayanihan Center na.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Ayan. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for participating in our Bayanihan Talk webinar series for tonight. For tonight, we're going to discuss reducing stress and how to prevent. Sorry. Give me a moment. So tonight, we're going to discuss preventing stress, wherein we have a very special guest speaker. So without any further ado, let me introduce to you our guest speaker for tonight. All right. For tonight, we have Miss Caroline C. Kiba. She is a registered guidance counselor. She is also the Director of Counseling and Testing Center of Lyceum of the Philippines University in Intramuros, Manila. She is also the CEO of Kuramus Wellness Training and Consultancy Corporation. She had taken her Bachelor of Science in Psychology at Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila or PLM, and she graduated there as cum laude. She also completed her Master of Arts in School Counseling at De La Salle University, Manila. She placed in the top 10 in the first offered licensure examination for guidance and counseling in 2008. She's also a Master Trainer of Mental Health Facilitation or MHF program of the National Board for Certified Counselors, or NBCC, based in North Carolina, USA. MHF, or the Mental Health Facilitation, aims to train the community with basic helping skills to lessen the stigma and support people with mental health conditions at the grassroots level. Ms. Kiva is also one of the writers of the learning resources for the senior high school subjects, Personal Development and Pansariling Kaunlaran, commissioned by the Bureau of Learning Resources of the Department of Education. She is also a certified Neuro-Linguistic Programming or NLP Master Practitioner by the American Union of NLP. In addition to that, she is also actively involved in the community as a formator, career counselor, and mental health advocate. Moreover, she loves tidying her home the KonMari way, journaling, and spending time with her husband and their 3 sons. Once again, I would like to welcome all participants of our third Bayanihan Talk webinar series. And without any further ado, let us all welcome no other than our guest speaker for tonight, Ms. Carol Kiba. Ms. Carol, welcome to our Bayanihan Talk webinar series. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Ms. Joanne. And also thank you to Philippine Bayanihan Center for this invitation. and everyone, good evening. I'll share my screen.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you very much.
Do you see my screen? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am, you're clear. Loud and
Thank
clear po.
you. Okay, so yeah. So the topic that I'll be discussing is about reducing stress and preventing burnout. These are some practical strategies. Okay, for the objective for this for tonight is of course you'll identify ano ba yung nature, causes, and common reaction of stress and burnout. And if you have questions, just write that in those questions in the chat box, and then later we will answer. And I'll yeah, and of course the second objective is about the three skills in terms of managing our stress and burnout, at namely grounding. Mamaya i-explain ko mabuti yung grounding, unhooking, and engaging. And of course, to appreciate the practice of self-care, because we need to restore balance, and of course develop life skills that we need. Okay, so of course before the talk or the lecture proper, I would like to ask you to have this quiz. It is called a caretaking quiz. So if you have uh, pen and paper, the better. If you have, you can use also your phone, yung sa notes, or even ano lang, basta just count ilang yung yes na malalagay nyo dun sa ano sa paper nyo or sa phone nyo or even mentally ganyan. Okay? So ito kasi yung mga ano, there are only 14 items, very short lang. And then titingnan natin, bilangin natin out of the 14 items, ilan kaya dito yung yes ang sagot ninyo. Yan. Kasi it could be pwedeng source ng ating stress. Yan. Okay, number one. Hindi ko na ipaano sa ano sa chat box. Sa ano na lang niyo paper para makita ko later ilan ba out of 14, ilan yung ano nyo, yes. Okay, number one. Yan. Do you give unwanted advice? Ayan, kahit hindi nag-a-ask ng advice, parang nag-a-advise tayo. Yes ba yan sa inyo? Number two, do you judge others? Naku, maraming sasabing yes. Di ba parang very natural for us to judge, di ba? Yun. Do you believe that you know what's best? Sabi ko na nga ito dapat mong gawin ganyan, no? Yes ba yan sa inyo? Number four, do you repeatedly do things for others that they are capable of doing? Ako ito, medyo guilty ako to. Like, kaya na ng mga anak ko, ako na lang gagawa para mas madali, ganyan. So, yes ba yan sa inyo? And then five, does others meet your needs? Ibig sabihin, parang, bawa gusto inyong i-treat yung sarili, dapat iba pa yung mag-treat sa inyo, or meron kayong gustong kailangan nyo, parang kailangan others, yung iba pa yung maggagawa, husband, pwede, or wife, or mga anak natin, ganyan. Okay, nanyo nga, i-add nun niya ako ilan na. Nakakalima na bang yes, ha? Okay, number six, is your giving not reciprocated? For example, ikaw na lang lagi nagbibigay, tapos others, parang ikaw lang nagbibigay, others hindi na siya nare-reciprocate. And then number seven, yan, do you neglect practice of self-care? Para lagi na lang iniisip yung iba, parang you sometimes neglect your me time, di ba yung mga ganyan, or your self-care. Yan. Seven, yun na yung half, no? So, the next seven quiz. I hope na ano nyo, nabibilang nyo na ilan na yung yes ninyo. Okay? Number eight, do you feel responsible for others' negative feelings? Na ba yung pag malungkot siya or galit siya, parang ikaw yung may responsibility, parang kailangan meron kang gagawin dun sa negative feelings ng tao. Number nine, do you feel guilty saying no? Ako yan, guilty ako niyan. Minsan parang hindi ko na kaya. Yes pa din, no? Do you feel guilty saying no to others? Number 10, do others' problem preoccupy your thoughts? Pero problem nila yon, pero ikaw yung namumblema dun sa problem nila. Parang ganon. Yan. Yes ba yan? Ako, baka maraming yes to. Number 11, can you listen without giving advice? Halimbawa, merong isa kang friend, may problem siya, parang, ano, parang kailangan ka magbigay ng advice. Yun. Yan. Number 12, do you get upset if your advice isn't followed? Yan. Yan. Sinabi ko na kasi sa'yo, ito gagawin mo. Yan. Tapos you feel upset kasi hindi niya sinunod yung advice mo. Kaya baka nakaka-12 na po iba or 10. Oh, number 13, do you give with strings attached? Yun, para bang pag nagbigay tayo, para kailangan may kapalit, parang ganon. So yes pa yan sa inyo. And number 14, is it uncomfortable to listen to another's problem and not offer solution? Para kailangan ka agad magbigay ng solusyon kahit hindi naman niya nag-a-ask ng solution. Yan. So ilan dito yung 14 or 7 or more? Yan. Di ko natanongin ha, pero yan, somehow, ang hindi naman kailangan dapat hindi natin gagawin. It's just that balance. So however, this is actually a quiz. Um, from the codependency quiz, no? Yung bang sobra tayong mag-take care ng iba. Yung minsan, nakakalimutan naman natin mag-take care ng sarili natin. So, pag medyo mataas, more than 7 yung ating yes dito, it's good ha, it's good to care for others. It's just sometimes if it's too much or minsan nanineglect na natin din yung self-care natin, sometimes, somehow, nako, kailangan yung itong seminar na, or talk na ito. Yan. Okay. So if you have questions again, just share your thoughts or even direct question to me, let me know. So ano yung mga causes now of stress and burnout, no? And like later, we will differentiate pag stress na paano pag burnout na, di ba? Yun. So, the first is toxic. Meron tayong tinatawag na toxic positivity or toxic negativity. Pag too much of positivity, ito na yung parang minsan nagigilty tayo na nakakaramdam tayo ng sadness or ng galit. Parang hindi pwedeng magalit. Tapos hindi din pwedeng magalit yung ibang tao, hindi pwedeng maging malungkot yung iba, na dapat okay lang sila, ganyan. Yeah, too much ano yon, positivity, nagiging toxic na siya. Or kaya they're hiding painful emotions, parang kahit nalulungkot na, kahit nag-grieve na, hindi pa rin niya sinasabi o nag-express. Kasi hindi pwedeng hindi positive, parang ganyan. Or ignoring problems. Pero hindi namang iba, too much naman yung negativity. Parang lagi na lang nakikita niya sa isang bagay, puro negative. So that could be cause of stress and burnout. Pag too much positivity or too much negativity. So what we usually do in for example, me, I'm a counselor, um, ginagawa na is to express the negativity. Sige, express the negativity after expressing emotions, uncomfortable emotion. Then we could, after, pag medyo bumaba na yung emotions, then that's the time we could have alternative solutions or yung positivity, what are the positive emotions na pwede naman natin or statement na pwede natin matutunan or meaning of the situation. Ganon. Yung iba naman, we do positive first, meaning ito kasi yung mga preventive, no? Yung affirmation, positive thoughts, and then kapag may nangyari hindi maganda, we have to entertain them and then see ano ba yung hindi maganda. And then again, positive. Parang sandwich, no? Positive, negative, positive. Pwede rin gawin ganon. Yun. So, now, the second cause ng ating stress and burnout, you can just identify, right, that in your paper. Ano ba yung nagiging cause ng ano ba, ng inyong stress and burnout? Pwede rin namang toxic productivity. Meaning, too much work, no rest, no play, obsessed with never-ending productivity na para bang yung self-worth natin is attached to our work or our productivity. That could be toxic as well. That could actually stress us kasi merong limitation yung isip natin, may limitation yung katawan natin. And if it's too much, then that could be toxic. And then the last is, of course, there are other causes hindi lang ito, but these are the three main causes of stress and burnout. And somehow, you can identify, ano ba, number one ba, number two, or number three. That could also be toxic relationship. When the relationship, they fear confrontation, hindi na lang nila pinag-uusapan yung problem, o kaya may dishonesty, loss of trust, yan, malalim na yon. Patterns of disrespect, lack of support, particularly emotional support, um, um, financial support. Yeah, these are these are can be toxic, no? And miscommunication, hindi nagkakaintindihan, and there are resentment, yung mga past pa na nagiging problem, hindi na pag-uusapan, tapos nagiging resentment na siya. And of course, there are also jealousy or envy. So, ano kaya sa inyo, it's also time for reflection. What causes your stress and burnout? Okay, so you can write it down. Then, according to the World Health Organization, everyone experiences stress at times. A little bit of stress is not a problem because stress can be good as well. Meron tayong tinatawag na eustress, and that somehow motivates us to do more or to do something productive. However, very high stress, when it's too stressful already, can often affects the body. Mararamdaman na natin. And body, of course, kasama dun yung brain natin, kasama yung head natin. Yun, nagkakaroon tayo ng pwede magkaroon ng depression, anxiety, panic attacks, ganyan. So, kaya yung blood pressure, heart attack, yung mga ganyan. So, they are all um, associated with too much or very high stress. Even the skin rashes, infections, illnesses, and bowel movement problems, no, yun. So, can also be related to very high stress. And many times, I have encountered many clients, counselees, na meron silang mga nararamdaman, nahihirapan silang huminga, o kaya naman nagkakaroon sila ng mga masasakit sa mga katawan nila. Pero pag nagpa-laboratory sila, walang nakikita sa labor. Okay lahat, normal lahat. So, it could be in the brain, no? So, it could be na nagkakaroon ng panic attacks or anxiety. Kaya sinasabi, we have to go to the psychiatrist to have further test, no, yun. However, this can be prevented. So that's why we have this kind of talks, no. So we could prevent them if we are able to um, tawag dito, see it especially early on dun sa onset niya. Yun. Okay? So, yan. When stressed, many people, ito hindi siya nararamdaman sa body, but it's more of the mind, no? Hindi tayo makakonsentrate, hindi tayo makafocus, ganyan. So, bigla-bigla na lang meron lang sabihin yung anak natin na irita agad tayo, ganyan, or we feel restless. Ito, parang siguro 3 months ago, I feel restless. Para bang gigising ako sa umaga, parang na ano ko, na hahapo ako. Parang ano pa nangyayari sa akin? Parang gano'n, na mga ilang gabi, gano'n, no? So, yon. Tapos, difficulty sleeping, iba hindi makatulog agad or late na matulog, ganyan. Or iba tulog naman ng tulog, ganyan. Tapos, may changes is appetite. Is either konti kumain, ayaw kumain, walang gana, o kaya naman sobrang daming kumain, gano'n, nag-stress eating na, ganyan. So it's really good to identify that, kung ano yung nararamdaman natin so that we can get in touch with the body and we'll able to know what to do or pwede tayo makagawa ng mga bagay that can help us. Yun yung feel sad, guilty, worry, we cry too much or we feel very tired. Kahit umaga pa lang, pagising natin, na papagod agad tayo. So, according to the World Health Organization, also, many of us think a lot about the past, the bad things from the past, and also bad things that we fear in the future. We worry. So, ano kaya yung mga iniisip natin? Ano? Okay. So, yung mga ganon, when it's too much already and sometimes we cannot anymore, hindi na natin alam kung ano yung naisip natin or parang too much na yung emotions natin. It is actually called emotional storm. Yan, di ba kapag sinabi pag may bagyo, anong dapat nating gagawin, di ba? When there's a storm, ang sinasabi lagi sa atin is, huwag tayo lalabas, pumunta lang tayo. We have to be safe inside our house, 'di ba? And just stay safe and dry, 'di ba? 'Yun ang sinasabi nila. Ganon din po sa emotions natin. Pag masyado ng intense yung difficult thoughts and feelings natin, nakapara na siyang bagyo na parang hindi na natin alam, sa patong-patong yung ating mga iniisip, na overpower tayo. It's important to go to our inner house, yung ating inside, no, inside our, and what can we do, no? So when we have this kind of emotional storm, and probably you have experienced that, and you can recall that moment, and what did you do, no? Um, because yung emotional storm na to, pwedeng, ano, others, mayroon akong mga counseling na pag nasa emotional storm, they harm themselves. At we can, pwede tayong hindi maging safe kapag meron tayong emotional storm. O kaya naman, pag nasa emotional storm tayo, pwede tayong manigaw ng ibang tao. Pag naka-emotional storm tayo, pwede tayong manakit, masaktan natin yung kasama natin, I mean, na nakasama natin. Ganoon. So, what we do when we are in an emotional storm, we have to create space within ourselves. It's actually an indication that we have to have time for to pause and to meron tayong chat, nakita ko lang dito. Baka merong ano message sa akin. Thank you, Miss Stephanie. Yes, if you have question, just send in the chat box. And then let me know if time's up na. Um, Yan. So, yun, time to stop, time to breathe, no? And to pray and reflect. So, these are the indication pag nandun na tayo sa emotional storm. So, what we will do now, very, very quick lang na I'll show you how to do body scan. This is very, very, actually, na-realize ko when I was like, ilang beses na ako nagbigay ng talk about body scan. Sinasabi nila even the dancer do body scanning, the athletes do body scanning, and it helps them in their performance. At the same time, even one athlete, one dancer pala told me na nag-body scan siya and then na-save yung life niya because nung nag-body scan siya na naramdaman niya na may something wrong with yung breathing niya at saka yung heart niya, and nailagay niya yung sarili niya sa hospital, nasugod niya yung sarili niya sa hospital because something is wrong because he is actually doing the body scan. Okay, so now the very important thing in body scan is to locate where in our body we can feel the emotions, because our emotions and our body is they are connected. Okay, so we will do um, body scanning. Okay, let me know if I'm unclear, ha. Okay, so okay, the basic of body scan is really in the breathing. When we are able to breathe, yung ating paghinga, yung ating inhalation and exhalation. So as we inhale, inhale through our nose, and then we exhale through our mouth. In my counseling sessions, I do this, no, and it really helps them to be able to be to be, in their core, in their center. Okay, so I ask you to close your eyes. That's the count of five. Close your eyes. Slowly close your eyes. Five, four, three, two, and one. And as you close your eyes, I will ask you to imagine that the air is passing through your nose. As you inhale, the air is passing through your nose, up to your nostril, down to your throat, down to your chest, then down to your belly. So, ganun po yung tamang paghinga. When we inhale, hanggang doon sa tiyan natin. Kasi usually, kaya nagkakaroon ng mga panic attack, nandun lang hanggang chest lang yung kanilang paghinga. So we do, again, slowly inhale through your nose, then nostril, down to your throat, down to your chest, and down to your belly. Then lalaki yung tiyan natin ng konti para ibig sabihin nandun yung air. And then as you exhale, medyo pause ng konti, exhale. As you exhale, um, the air will pass, will go up to the chest, then up to your nostril, then go out to your mouth. So that's the right way of breathing. When we are in the wombs of our mother, that's how we breathe. So if we can have that kind of discipline to breathe, more slowly, the better. Okay, inhale through your nose. One, two, three, four, and then pause. Exhale through your mouth. One, two, three. Then inhale, pause, exhale. Four. Okay, so that's the right way of breathing. So if you can sustain that slow breathing, the better. And then, the first thing that we can do by in the body scan, is to imagine that there is light, um, um, at the tip of your head. So para po siya yung Xerox copy na parang i-scan po yung body natin. So now imagine that there is a light at the tip of our head. Then it will go down, as in scanning our head. Feel our head. Is there any tightness? If there's a tightness, or there's like maybe we feel tired, or there's kind of pain, or there's kind of discomfort, give some air on that part of the body. As we inhale, give some air in that part of the body. Again, inhale through your nose. One, two, three, four. Pause, and then exhale through your mouth. One, two, three, four. So again, the light, now the light is going down. You can feel your eyes, you can feel your ears, you can feel your nose, your mouth, your tongue, your chin, your jaw, your neck going down again. The light. It's up to you. If you want to have more time on your head, that's okay. I'm just uh, uh, demonstrating to you how it is, the body scanning. Okay, the light is now on your shoulders, going down to your chest, arms, to your uh, chest, to your lungs, and going down to your belly, to your arms, to your fingers, going down again to your pelvic, down to your thighs, down um, to your legs. So that's like it's like a scanning. If it's lower, the better. Um, again, now you can also feel your knees. You can, if there's some kind of discomfort or pain, again, give some air on that part of the body. If it's in the back, for example, on your thighs, on your knees, on your lower legs, or in your feet. Yeah, so feel your feet. So now the light is at the bottom of your feet. The light will go up now to your feet, up to your legs, lower legs, then to your knees, going up again um to your legs, your thighs, your pelvic, then goes up to your belly, to your lungs, your chest, your arms, your fingers. Again, inhale and exhale. Light will go up to your neck, to your shoulders, your back, your shoulders, your face, your head again. So inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Inhale, one, two, three, four, and then pause, exhale, one, two, four. Again, if you can locate what part of the body that has some kind of discomfort or pain, recognize that. And remember that our body is our ally. Our body is our friend. Our body has been serving us for so many years already. We thank the body. We recognize if there's some kind of discomfort, some kind of pain. Give some air on that part of the body. Okay. Now I will ask you to open your eyes, move your feet, move your hands, and then you can now open your eyes at the count of five. Five, four, three, two, and one. How do you feel? How you're able to scan? Medyo nagpadali ako ng konti sa body scanning because of the time. But if you can do it as more, slowly, the better because that's the time. Or, pwede naman yung per location. Ako usually, medyo masakit sa akin yung shoulders ko. So you can just do the scanning on your shoulder. But that is really good if you can have the whole body scan. Or if there's yung iba masakit ang likod, ganyan. So you can do some kind of scanning, give some air on that part of it. It's important to recognize because usually and when in the research, the trauma that we feel is actually residing in the body. So it's good to recognize that. Okay? So that's the body scan. So according to Dr. Babel, she is a psychologist that specializes trauma-induced depression. Studies shows that yung mga chronic pain po natin, yung mga masakit, yung mga kasukasuhan or masakit yung chronic na hindi nawawala, might not only be caused by physical injury but also by stress and emotional issues. So, ito yung sa kanya, actually meron siyang mga tawag dito, ibig sabihin sa bawat part of the body kung saan masakit sa atin. Yon. So ito yung mga iba-iba niyang sabi nila pag ma-lower back, sabi niya dun sa article niya, yun yung financial worries daw, ganyan. Tapos may mga so well, that's a theory that yung iba totoo sa kanila, iba naman hindi. So it's a theory that is really worth para tignan din kung ano yung mga saan nanggagaling yung mga stress and we can locate it from the body. Yon. Okay. So, that is called grounding. Grounding is about slowing down. It's about noticing what are you feeling and being thinking as well and being mindful of your inner and outer world. And it is also popularly known now as mindfulness meditation. So, that's one yung mindfulness yung body scan is just one, meron pa ang dami-dami niya no, and meron pa kami ginagawang music therapy, meron kami ginagawa on imagination or visualization. There are a lot of mindfulness meditation type. It is called grounding. So how to use meditation or mindfulness meditation to increase our joy in our life. This one, I'll just choose one. And it's for me, it increases joy, yung mindfulness meditation, because I'm able to like slow down and savor the moment. Because sometimes, di ba, ang dami nating magagandang mga nangyayari sa atin, but we are not able to savor the moment, yun, because we're not able to slow down and to really feel the moment. Even when we're eating, di ba, minsan ang sarap-sarap na kinakain, pero ang nagmamadali naman tayong kumain, ganyan. So, it's good to savor the moment. And it will increase joy in our life. And there are a lot of benefits in mindfulness meditation. And for me, I think if I will choose this sa lima na to, it helps me really in decision making. Like when to say yes and when to say no. It helps me it helps me, the mindfulness meditation helps me in that kind of decision, in making decisions. Yon. So there are also a lot of challenges in meditation. And I think with me, it's more of the number two. I feel that pag nagme-meditate ako, parang gusto ko pa merong pang something more on that meditation. Parang ganun. Parang meron kasi pong, minsan lalo na kapag may tendency tayo to be like perfectionist, we want to do things, better, or we want to be perfectionist. Hindi po pwede ang perfectionist po sa mindfulness meditation. It's para bang gusto mo pa, because when we are meditating or doing grounding technique, it's really about appreciating what is in the present. And when I usually ask for more, hindi na siya nagiging maganda kasi parang I'm not able to enjoy what is in the moment. That's a very challenging, that's one of the challenges in meditation. So how do I do that? how do I overcome, sorry, how do I overcome that meditation challenge for me is more of number 5. I'm more of a sensing person wherein I use something like for example, I do journaling. I want something that I touch. So, mas gusto ko meron ako sinusulat. I do decluttering. Kaya, di ba, yung KonMari, mahilig po ako doon kasi I'm able to like meditate by, decluttering and also using music. So, something that is, tangible. Yun. So, okay, so that's grounding. But remember that grounding does not make your emotional storms disappear. Meaning, andun pa rin siya. May storm pa rin. But what is very important in grounding that it keeps us safe until the storm passes. Grounding exercises will not get rid of our problem or our difficult thoughts. And andun pa rin po yung problem natin. Pero ang maganda doon, safe tayo. Hindi tayo gagawa ng mga bagay na pwede nating pagsisihan afterwards. So, yun po yung purpose. Kaya minsan sinasabi nila sa akin, hindi naman effective yung meditation, hindi naman effective kasi gusto nilang ma-solve yung meditation, yung problem nila. But it's not, no? Hindi po yun ang purpose ng grounding. Ang purpose po ng grounding is para maging safe tayo at mas magkaroon tayo ng chance na makapag-solve ng problem natin. Okay. So the next thing po na ituturo natin is about unhooking. Kasi meron pong mga thoughts, yun nga, yung mga thoughts, andun pa rin yan eh. Yung mga bad things na nangyari in the past, we feel guilty. Um, Tapos yung not being good enough, yung mga criticisms natin sa sarili natin, at saka yung mga worries natin in the future. These are things that hook us, no? And so these are some things, no? For me, I'm always hooked by that I'm helpless. Yun lagi ang ano ko eh. Kung malalaman niyo po, kung ma-identify niyo po, pwede niyo rin po isulat sa paper ninyo. Ano ba yung dito sa mga to, no? Na naghuhook sa inyo ng mga thoughts. Meron po ako, dinagdag ko po yung pinakadulo kasi meron ako nakausap na, he is actually succeeding in life. Pero parang ayaw niya. So, ang kanya palang hook na thought sa kanya is, I do not deserve to be successful. Really, oh my God, I'm afraid to be successful kasi feeling niya, hindi siya deserving or parang feeling niya pag successful siya mawawalan siya ng family or mawawalan siya ng friends, something like that, no? So meron siyang parang irrational thoughts, no? And para sa kanya nung na-identify niya yon during the counseling session, parang na-liberate siya na parang, oh nga, no, bakit ako natatakot maging successful? Ganyan. So, yun yung thoughts na naghuhook sa kanya. So, yun. So, me, more of I'm helpless. Parang feeling ko, kulang yung oras, kulang yung mga bagay. Parang helpless ako, yan. So, kayo po, ano kaya yung sa inyo na thoughts na naghuhook sa inyo? So, usually, meron po tayo mga negative na ginagawa para ma-unhook o mag-get rid yung mga difficult thoughts and emotions natin. Ano po yung sa inyo dyan? Ako dito parang more of avoiding, nag-avoid ako ng people, places, or situation. Tapos minsan nag-Netflix ako. So kasi actually yung Netflix naman minsan parang self-care siya, para maalis lang yung mga para pagpagod. Pero minsan may time na nag-overindulge naman ako sa Netflix to the point na parang cool, yung time ko naman yung nagsasuffer. So, kailangan kong ma-draw yung line na, teka, ano ba yung self-care? Ano ba yung overindulgent na parang ina-unhook ko yun na in a negative way. So, kayo po, ano kaya yung, what are the ways you try to unhook your difficult thoughts and emotions? Yan. So, unhooking, ang importante po sa unhooking is about expressing. So, halimbawa, ako po mas nag-express ako pag sinusulat ko o kaya sinasabi ko. Yon. So, ito po yung mga questions. No? Yung sabi nila, iba din. Kasi tinuturo ko din po ito yung how to do journaling. Minsan inisip nila, di ba minsan ang ginagawa ng iba, puro negative lang yung nilalagay nila doon sa journal nila. Actually, there's a better way to do journaling by asking questions to ourselves. After, okay yung ginagawa natin, sige, lagay natin yung mga negative na nararamdaman natin. Then after that, we could ask question, ano nararamdaman ko sa sitwasyon na to? Anong kayang kahulugan nitong bagay na to or itong nangyayari sa akin? How can I love myself in this situation? How can I love others in this situation? How can I learn from this, ganyan, and what is the best solution? that I can do, something like that. And you can also write down 5 things you're grateful for. So those are things that very simple, walang 2 minutes, kayang-kaya natin gawin yung mga 5 things grateful for, ganyan. But yung journaling, minsan it will take us 15 minutes, 20 minutes, ganyan. Yun. So, talk and heal is important when we are cooking, we're able to talk it out to our trusted friend, to our trusted family member, or to a professional. Yun. So, that one can actually help solve the problem. Yun. So, this one is really more on the engaging. Ito na yung action planning, yung pag nagde-develop na tayo ng action plan na based on our values, kung ano yung, kaya nga very important po na kalmado tayo kasi mas naiintindihan natin yung sitwasyon, mas makakaplano tayo according to what we value, what is important to us at this time. So, it describe how we want to treat ourselves and to treat the world, the others, and the world around us. So ito po yung pinaka-effective strategy na ginagawa ko or sinishare ko po talaga sa mga counselee ko kasi simple lang niya. Stop, continue, start. What is not working? Because there are things that we're doing na hindi naman talaga siya effective pero ginagawa pa rin natin. Di ba yun nga po sinasabi na, sabi po, sino ba yung nagsabi? Si Einstein, we're doing the same thing and expecting different result. Parang gano'n, di ba? So, ano po yung mga hindi na nag-work na we have to stop? Yung mindset natin, yung mga belief system po natin, mga habits na ginagawa natin na we need to stop. Sabi nung isa kong counselee, I have to stop being too hard on myself. Yeah, 'di ba? Yung mga ganun, no? Yung masyado siyang hard sa sarili niya. Yun. So, what is working in my life, I want to continue. There are also things in our lives that, are working. Ibig sabihin, okay pa siya. So, and we have to continue them. And of course, what are the things that we want to start that we can so I can live a balanced life. So, for example, ginawa natin before na in-stop natin, na gusto ulit nating start, pwede rin pong ganun. Or kaya naman, um, things for example, dito po sa atin, pero pili lang po tayo ng isa. We don't have to really do everything na isa-suggest. Kasi pag everything, medyo hindi siya effective because um, there are times na, wait lang po, meron tayong chat, baka may tanong, o kaya naman po ay time's up na ako. Tignan ko lang po. Hello po, Miss Tessie. Hello. Yan. So, okay. So, ito po yung mga suggestion. Pili lang po kayo ng isa. Kasi, and then do it 21 days or 1 month, 30 days, no? So, meron po tayong tinatawag na 7 types of rest, no? Minsan, ito po yung mga kailangan natin na magpahinga, no? Ganun. Kasi hindi naman po natin kailangan na sobrang haba. So, for example, of course, yung more sleep, no? Baka naman every 4 hours lang po kayo nag-sleep. Baka pwede nating more sleep, like 5 to 6 hours, mga ganyan. Maybe snap or deep breaths. Kahit yun lang po, inhale, exhale for 1 minute. Kahit ganun lang po yun, meron ng effect yun kung everyday po natin gagawin. We can do relaxation, stretching, ganyan. Or do you want mental rest? You can do like music, soothing, like worship songs. May mga ibang ganun po, di ba? O kaya yung mga soothing instrumental music, meditation, or even silence. Meron din po tayong tinatawag na emotional rest. Pwede po tayong mag-unload ng um, emotional baggage natin, talking to a good listener or in a therapy. Or sa social rest naman, yung catching up with old friends, ganyan. O kaya naman, conversely, meaning, pwedeng mag-break muna tayo, baka masyado na yung socialization. We could also read a book, something that we like, to take a walk in the nature. Baka ito yung mga ginawa nyo noon, pero ni-stop nyo dahil super busy po kayo. Tapos, you can start it again. Spiritual rest, of course, doing something that is of purpose, may meaning sa buhay natin. And also sensory rest. Ito pag ginagawa ko po ito, pero baka hindi ko pa gagawa ngayon. Kasi usually natutulog po ako ng 9 a.m., 9 p.m. So an hour before, tina-turn off ko na po yung wifi at 8. Kaya lang may mga times talagang hindi din ako nakakagano, no? Pero ah, I'll make sure na pagka the usual time, yun po yung turning off, sensory rest, importante po yun sa atin na turn off po natin yung device natin or screen and find a quiet place. Yun. So, ito po yung mga suggestions lang. And then, kung ano po ba yung na-struck sa inyo, kahit isa lang po and then you can write down para hindi niyo po makalimutan. Then do it no every day for 21 days to 30 days noon. So, okay. So, almost tapos na po ako. I could share with you this link. Ito po yung link na uh, uh, I wrote a book during the pandemic about self-care. Baka it could um, help you in ano, baka may makita rin po kayo doon mga tips on how to take care of yourself. Yan. So, okay. So, if things fall short, be gentle and kind with yourself. And you can seek professional help. You can find a life coach, a counselor, a mentor, or a psychologist. Yon. So, there's nothing wrong to seek professional help. So, I'm almost actually done. I just want to share with you what we have right now in the Philippines. Of course, through Coramos Wellness is mental health facilitation. It's a population-based community care. Ito po yung ang pinaka basic ano po niya, yung heart po ng MHF is to increase mental health literacy sa ating mga Pilipino. Kasi hanggang ngayon po, marami pa rin pong hindi nakakaunawa ng mga mental health issues. So, ito po ay may training na tinatawag natin na Mental Health Facilitation Training Program. So ito po yun, sa Philippines, meron po tayong psychological first aid, mental health first aid, and also MHF. So ito po sa atin, kahit volunteer, again, kahit wala pong background in counseling or in psychology, pwede pong magkaroon ng training ng MHF. So 14 modules po siya for 2 days. If I'm here in the Philippines, nandiyan po most of you siguro nasa Singapore. We did this with ALSE before, but through online. If you are interested, just let me know. So it's skill based and it's also there's an international certificate and registry number for this for those who have background in psychology or counseling, you can be a trainer. And may chat po dito. Yes, how to join the yeah. Bibigay po namin yung aming email address at saka yung so we could may maximum lang po siya ng 25 to 30. Kung makakuha po tayo ng mga 20 or 15 attendees, pwede po natin i-run yung workshop. So yun po. You can also find the website of MHF para mas malaman niyo po yung MHF. Ito po yun. And of course, it's brought to you by Coramos Wellness Training and Consultancy Corporation. Um, our vision is to create a collaborative platform for a sustainable mental wellness accessible for individuals, communities, and the workplace. Ito po yung mission namin kaya po namin sinishare yung MHF and also like we have also mental health counseling and training. Sorry po meron yung vision, hindi ko pala na yung vision namin. Of course, the vision is we are an organization that envisions a world that reaches its full potential in mental wellness. Marami po sa atin na hindi nare-reach yung full potential because there are mental health challenges. And if we can actually help ourselves and also other people, of course, our family members, our friends, we are able to reach our full potential. Imagine that kind of world that we are able to reach our full potential. Lahat tayo magagaling talaga, di ba? Lahat tayo we are able to not only in our profession but it's also in our relationships. Yon. So ito po yung details namin. Pwede nyo po i-screenshot or picturean po. Pwede nyo po kami i-email if you're interested. Ang maganda po kasi sa community-based, sa MHF, community-based. For example lang po, in Bayanihan Philippine Bayanihan Center, if meron pong 10 to 15 na gusto doon, makakagawa po natin. Depende po sa available time po nyo. So, ganun po siya. It's contextualized kung nasan po kayo. Ganun. Kung syempre, kung nasa Singapore, it could be online. If in the Philippines, so this June, magkakaroon po kami ng training the trainer. Every Saturday po, June 1, 8, and 15. Doon po, face-to-face po. So, just last request for today for tonight. Please like us on Facebook. Ang gaganda po ng mga pinopost po namin doon na mga mga ano nyo lang po doon sa Facebook, Coramos Wellness and Training, Counseling and Mental Health. Like nyo lang po para po makita nyo po doon yung mga announcement o kaya makita nyo po doon yung mga, I think twice a week or thrice a week, meron po doon pinopost na magandang reflection about mental health. Yun. So, pwede po ba niyong ma-like po yung FB page namin sa Paramos. And thank you very much po doon. So I think I'm done. Again, lagay ko lang po ulit ha, Paramos Wellness and Training, Counseling and Mental Health. Kindly like po. Ayan. How many months? Yung pong training po, 2 days lang po yon. Yung training, 3 days. Yung trainers, 3 days. Sunday po available namin, ma'am, dito. Pwede po namin, pwede naman po sa Saturday. Yeah, of course, please share the FB page sa Singapore, migrant volunteers. Yeah, opo. Thank you so much, Ma'am Tessie. Yung cost po, depende po yun sa uh, um, tawag dito sa capacity po ng organization. So, don't worry about that. So, it's really also an advocacy work. So, um, yun po. So, please share. Ayan, yan pala. Yun pala, binigay na po ng, yun po, ang aming pong founder, si Iya La Fortesa, siya po yung nandyan po siya sa Singapore. Yan. So, yun po. Okay, so
Yes.
I'll stop sharing.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Carol, for that wonderful talk. Well, before we start the question and answer, although some of the questions were already replied on, what are the 3 reasons for our stress? It's the toxic positivity, toxic negativity, toxic productivity, and toxic relation. And what are the things we can do for our self-care? Of course, we have grounding, unhooking, and engaging. Ayan. So, Miss Carol, there are a few questions coming from the FB Live. Let me read the first question. Okay, the first question is, what role does nutrition play in preventing burnout? Or what role does nutrition play in preventing burnout? I'm sorry, Miss Carol. Kindly unmute po. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, thank you, Miss Joanne. Sobrang laki nung nutrition. Because usually you can feel it. Actually, yung maganda sa body scanning because you get to really feel your body. Like for example, if you eat, for example, you ate yung matamis, sobrang tamis, too sweet. After like an hour, you feel tired. Mararamdaman natin yun. Masarap siya sa una, but after a while, you feel tired. Pero if you eat like vegetable or fruits, after a while, you feel energized. If you can have that kind of mindfulness, or yung something like you can feel it in your body, you can know it. There's really the nutrition has a very big part of uh in our mental health. Um, Although syempre I'm not a nutritionist, I know the nutritionist can share better than me about that. Pero if in terms of feeling the body, mararamdaman po natin pag yung kinakain natin mas nutritious after like an hour or two, iba yung effect niya sa body.
I see. Thank you, Miss Carol. So, yung pala, if we eat more sweets later on, we get tired easily. While if we eat vegetables and other nutritious food, we get more energy. But
Yes,
of
ma'am.
course, we still need a nutritionist to, give us more details into this question. Yan. Thank you very much, Miss Carol. There's another question po, ma'am. Sabi nila, how can individuals identify when they need to seek professional help? Or how can individuals identify when they need to seek professional help?
Yeah, okay. The rule of thumb kasi is three things. First is the tawag dito yung self-care natin. Like for example, hygiene actually, yung tawag namin hygiene. Like for example, you have difficulty sleeping, you have changes in appetite, yan, somehow you need to seek help na. Or you can try first, siguro hindi naman agad psychiatrist. Pwede po na pa-assess muna sa psychologist or sa counselor para lang ma-assess. Kasi minsan talaga hindi natin alam na, oh, may depression na pala ako or meron na akong anxiety. So, pa-assess lang tayo. Pero the first is hygiene, meaning nahirapan na tayo in terms of sleeping, in eating, or even taking care of ourselves. Sobrang ano na yung na natin maalagaan yung sarili natin. Yun yung first. Second, if there's already a significant difficulty in our work, for example, naapektuhan na yung trabaho natin, hindi na siya nagiging, lagi-lagi na tayo sa sick leave, lagi na tayo nag-VL kasi nga hindi na natin. And the third one is there's a significant difficulty in our relationship. Meaning, sobra na yung nakaka-apekto na yung mental health or yung nararamdaman natin sa ating mga relationship. Like for example, yun yung po yung lagi ko nagiging counsel, halimbawa, ma'am, sisik ako kasi nasasaktan ko na yung wife ko or yung partner ko, not only physically but verbally or emotionally. Yun, kailangan na talaga mag-seek ng help noon. Kasi nga, meron ng um, significant na yung may naapektuhan na. Either that's the self or others.
I see. Thank you, Miss Carol. So, the symptoms are, some of the symptoms are like hygiene, if we have difficulty in sleeping, eating, and even taking care of ourselves. Another thing is if our work is already affected by it, we frequently take sick leave or vacation leave. And then another symptom is if we have difficulty in maintaining relationship. Ayan. So ibig sabihin, there's really something wrong about it and we need to seek professional help. Ayan. So another question, ma'am, sabi nila, what are the long-term consequences of chronic stress and burnout? And why is it important to address these issues proactively? What are the long-term consequences of chronic stress and burnout? And why is it important to address these issues proactively? Yan po, ma'am.
The long term. Oh, okay. I have this favorite. Actually, he's a medical doctor. His name is Gabor Mate. He's actually in Canada, and he's a medical doctor. And ang kanyang work for 20 years. I did sa mga terminally ill patients.
Mm.
And usually cancer or other terminal illness na and he said na yung theory niya after 20 years of working with terminally ill patients, ang theory niya is it's because of chronic stress.
Oh.
Yun. So that's the long term effect na niya. So it's a really a very good question because again we have to be proactive because according to him ang mga profile ng mga may terminal illness are those who are not able to say no, who are so actually they're so caring for other people but they are not able to take care of themselves. So so that's why it's important to have boundaries, to be able to have the time to for yourself. Yun. So have balanced life. Yeah, so that's I think having proactive and of course doing the grounding, the unhooking, and also the engaging.
Mhm. I see. Thank you very much, Miss Carol. So it's really important for us to address our chronic stress. Otherwise, it could be a cause of terminal illnesses or illness. And it's good to have healthy boundaries to take care of ourselves instead of taking care of everybody else's matters. Ayan. So thank you very much, Miss Carol. Meron pa po ba tayong katanungan? Pwede pong i-type dito sa chat. Ayan. Yan, ma'am. May tanong from our group chat. Ang sabi niya, ano daw ang kaibahan ng stress sa burnout? How are we going to differentiate stress from burnout?
Yeah, what sabi na, ano, di ba the first, I think first few slides, sabi ng World Health Organization, a little stress is okay because
Mhm.
it can help us, do, things better or do more productively. Ang burnout is actually when there's already an effect in the body. Yun ang sinabi natin, yung meron ng nagiging nagkakasakit na or kaya naman yung nagkakaroon na rin ng mga lack of concentration, irritability, ganyan. So that's the sign of burnout. That's why yung stress, usually mas long term yung burnout. Yung stress tayo, for example, stress tayo for a week. Pero pag naging months na siya, 1 month, 2 months, hanggang years, burnout na siya. So, yun yung yung too much stress is burnout and it's affecting the body.
I see. Thank you very much, Miss Carol. So, stress could be just a week, but when we say burnout, it already affects our body. Ayan. So, yun ang pagkakaiba ng ating stress at burnout. Ayan, meron pa po ba tayong katanungan from our Facebook Live or here in our chat group? Ayan. Okay, so far, ma'am, wala na po tayong question from our chat and at the same time from the Facebook Live. So, ma'am, is there anything else you would like to share with us apart from the slides and how we're going to contact you? Teka lang, ma'am, may mahabol pa yata. Ayun, pinatatanong ulit, paano daw po mag-join as volunteer doon
Yeah.
sa MHF na binanggit nyo kanina, ma'am? Sorry, paulit na lang po.
Yeah. Yeah, meron tayong I could type here yung aking email para mabigyan ko ng details kasi I could give you the details like for example yung ano yung description ng program para you can have you can have um a very clear or detailed description of the program. I could
Mhm.
send here my
Ayan. So, para doon sa mga interested na maging part ng program, ayan, Miss Carol will be sending over her email address. So, the email address is carolkibapearl@gmail.com. So, carolkibapearl@gmail.com. Yan po.
Yeah, thank you, Anjanette. Thank you.
Yes. And then, meron pa pong tanong. How can we identify if someone is experiencing stress or burnout when they are unable to communicate their feelings?
That one,
Ayan.
if the person is unable to communicate the feeling, is already stress. That's an indication na stress na siya.
Okay
So
po.
what the first thing siguro is that kung depende kasi din sa relationship mo sa kanya di ba? If you're close, it's good to tell the person, I'm observing that you have something na gustong sabihin pero hindi mo masabi. Kasi minsan yung tao din hindi niya rin alam kasi minsan lalo na meron kasi mga personality na they are turning inward. Meaning, kapag stress sila, tino-turn inward nila, hindi nila sinasabi. And hindi sila masyadong aware doon. So, yung iba naman, turning outward. Di ba pagka stress sila, galit sila. Yun, isang indication din na stress na siya. Uy, sis, mukhang galit ka na, mukhang stress ka na, ganun. Yung bang, ang tawag po natin dun sa, tinuturo po rin namin sa MHF, yung reflecting, para kang mirror. Parang, uy, napapansin ko to sa'yo. Kasi, parang magre-reflect, again, depende sa closeness ninyo. Kasi minsan, pag hindi kayo close, halimbawa, ah, co-worker kayo tapos hindi naman kayo ganun kapos pag sinabi mo sa kanya baka magalit, 'di ba? Pero kung close mo siya, madali mo siya like parang napapansin ko sa'yo stress ka kasi parang iba yung aura mo or ganoon. So that could
Mhm.
be. And then of course, pagka nagsalita ng tao, we also teach this ask questions more rather than advising kasi huwag ganyan or invalidating the person's feeling kasi lalo na sa turning inward personality, ang hirap niyang magsalita eh. So, kapag nagsalita na yan, talagang we listen and we ask questions. So, mas magsalita pa siya ulit lalo.
I see. So for us to identify if a person is already stressed or burned out, if they started talking, we ask them more questions so they would open up more. Uh, and
Yeah.
then, yes po.
Another one is may inconsistency. For example, laging masaya yung tao, biglang tumahimik. May something.
Okay.
O, kaya naman isang tao tahimik, tapos bigla na lang para iba. Yung like, there's something inconsistent with the person's ano.
Ayun. So, yan ang mga sintomas. Pag naging inconsistent yung personality, from being maingay, naging tahimik, and vice versa. And then at the same time, pagka outward naman yung kanyang mga sintomas, no? Yung mga through his or her actions. Ayan. So, the best approach is not to give advice right away, but to ask them more questions so they would open up. Yun daw. Yan. Ma'am, may tanong pa po. It's about the, yung sa volunteering. So, paano, are you going to issue a certificate for the attendees do sa
Yeah, we have an
MHF?
Yeah, for MHF, it's actually an international certification. It's signed
Hmm.
by Coramos, of course, and also by our counterpart in the US, in the North Carolina, National Board for Certified Counselors.
I
So
see.
we have an e-certificate, a international certificate. So you can actually place it as a qualification that you are a certified mental health facilitator. So in a way, um they know that you know how to like help people with mental stress.
Ayan. So, sa mga interested to become volunteers, meron siyang e-certificate and take note, it is internationally credited na certificate. Ayan ha. Yes, may question pa po ba tayo? Yan. So far, wala na ako nakikitang question. So, with regards to questions, siguro you can contact also Miss Carol through her email or just follow their Facebook, yung kanilang Kuramos Wellness, for more information. And then, at the same time, let me just repeat yung email address para do sa Facebook Live, ano? So, it's Carol kibapearl@gmail.com. So, Carol is Carol, Kiba, Q-U-I-B-A, Pearl, PEARL@gmail.com. Yan. So, thank you very much, Ma'am Carol, sa napaka-fruitful and very informative na webinar na to. Marami po ang natulungan, especially in our lifestyle wherein stress is just, everywhere when it comes to work, personal life, and all other aspects of our lives. Ayan po. So, I would like to share naman about our Bayanihan. Our Bayanihan Talk webinar series. Yan. This webinar is actually brought to you by the Philippine Bayanihan Society Singapore, or PBSS. It is the 2021 Philippine Presidential Awardee, Kaanib ng Bayan. So, ang Bayanihan Center natin dito sa Singapore, it is located at 43 Pasir Panjang Road. And you can contact them by email at bayanihancenter@singnet.com.sg, or you can call them at the telephone number 64743700. Of course, ang Bayanihan Center natin is also present at the social media. You can like their Facebook page at facebook.com/bayanihansocietysg/ or you can follow them on Instagram at Bayanihan Society SG. Of course, you can support them at https://www.giving.sg/pbss, or you can subscribe also to their YouTube channel, which is the Philippine Bayanihan Society Singapore. For sponsorship opportunities, it is available and you can email them at bayanihancenter@singnet.com.sg. Or you can also send your donations through PayNow. You can enter their UEN number, which is T01SS0179C. Or you can scan this QR code. And don't worry, all this information is available in their social media. Now, in few months, yung kanilang annual Bayanihan Walk 2024. So save the date. So the exact date is to be determined, but it will be definitely on October 2024. Ayan, wag niyo kakalimutan. Every year nangyayari yung Bayanihan Walk natin. So, coming October, there will be a Bayanihan Walk. And of course, before I end this Bayanihan Talk webinar series, I would like to thank once again our guest speaker, Miss Carol, for this very informative webinar and of course, giving us more opportunity to become volunteer and understanding more about our stress and being burned out. So once again, thank you for joining us today. This is our third webinar this year under Bayanihan Talk series, and we hope this had been a fruitful discussion for each one of you. So we hope to see you again at our next Bayanihan webinar, and you can find the details at their Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So thank you very much. Have a lovely evening and have a good rest, everyone. Thank you. Bye.